Hey everybody, it's Zafir from No Love Lost 2.0. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? It's my birthday weekend. I'm feeling good, and I just wanted to come on here and talk to y'all, see how y'all doing. So, it is a new age of life. As you get older and these birthdays be celebrated, you have to always remember it's not just about the future goals. It's about how do you feel? How do you feel? Do you feel good about not just the age? Do you feel good about where you are in life when you get to a certain age? When you hit that 20, they always say that 16, 18, 21, 25, and 30 is the big birthdays. So I'm thinking like I'm already past that. I'm turning 34 this year, y'all. I'm not 34 yet, but I'm turning 34 this year, y'all. So I'm thinking to myself, how do I feel about 34? How do I feel about 33 and how 33 went, y'all? I feel real accomplished. I feel real confident. I feel real respected. I feel well within myself and well within my rights to live life unapologetically through the visions of how I want to live. I'm a little drunk, yeah. So I just wanted y'all to hear me and get y'all thoughts on what's a big birthday for y'all that it like was like, yo, it's not about just the happiness of this birthday. Like this year leading up to this birthday put me in a different time zone of happiness. So I just want to get how y'all feel about that. This is No Love Lost 2.0. And I want to feel like how y'all feel about birthdays. Like some people like to celebrate them. Some people feel like it's not that big of a deal. But do you feel like every birthday is a big deal, or do you feel like certain birthdays are a big deal? They say the 16 is for, the quinceañera is the 2015, the sweet 16 is 16, 18 you're an adult, 21 you could drink, 25 you halfway to 30, 30 you there. So you have to sit here and ask yourself, does your life lay within those rules of those birthdays, or do they lay within the rules of how you live your life? Because for me, I'm gonna live life regardless of whatever the situation is, whatever age I'm turning. But I did used to feel like, oh, it's a big deal. This birthday is a big deal because I'm supposed to be here. But sometimes you realize that you get to certain ages and you don't reach the milestones that you believe that you're supposed to reach. So you have to sit back and, digest that maybe you didn't get to where you want to be, but you're on your way. So how do you move forward and to get into a place of confidence within being in an age of feeling like, damn, I don't know where I am. I feel like I ain't made it, but I'm trying to make it. And when you trying to make it and you have people in the background of your life sitting here not encouraging you to be the best version of yourself and for you to align with the things that they want from life, it does make you feel like a little like indecisive about yourself. But I'm not that type of mother person. I'm so confident in myself and so confident in myself that I believe that if I set a boundary, if I set a tone, or if I set a standard, that I can live by that and I won't feel bad about that. I won't feel bad about digesting things that make me feel good versus things that are just aligned with because, oh, I got older and we've been friends this long and you've been my friend, so you deserve this. No, people have to realize that the longevity of a relationship does not define the happiness in it. If you're not respected and well respected in your friendships and in your relationships, you have to reevaluate how you navigate in them, because you will get lost in the sauce of life if you allow people to take over and be the ruler of your life by worrying about what they think or how you move, worrying about how they feel about the things that you do, because life is not conditioned to other people's standards to have success and happiness. It's about what you choose to do with it. How you feel about that, Moses? Moses is here from New York. He ain't gotta really talk, y'all. He here from New York, the Bronx, the boogie down Bronx. Really, my Fat Joe. Don't forget Big Pun. We got to give it up for Big Pun. Big Man, and we want to give it up to all the people that have chosen to pick themselves over what society standards are. How you feel about that?
I mean, what you said was right about the birthdays. When you're young, you look forward to them, and it's happiness when they come. And as some people like me wish for one thing over and over and over and over and over. But Some people see birthdays as something different. Some people see them as it's every year, it's whatever. But deep down, that's not how it is. Deep down is like when my birthday come, as friends, as family, you don't make me feel special at that day every single year. So I got to cope with it by saying, you know what, it is what it is. I don't gotta do nothing. It's just a regular day. Nah, I don't think so. I think people know that it's a special day, and they would like to enjoy it and have fun on that special day or that special weekend or whatever the case may be. But they gotten so accustomed to people not caring about it that they start ending up not caring about it, and that's bad. You know, I have a family member that does that. When the day comes, they don't want a cake, but I told their mother, buy them a cake anyways, because you don't know how they feel. You don't know that they don't like it because maybe they never feel special or never feel like part of the family, or whatever reason that they may have. Just because a person says, "Oh, I don't want a cake, I don't want to celebrate it," that doesn't mean that that's what they like really believe and what they really feel. Because that's not true. It could be a coping mechanism. They might have been treated a certain way growing up that now is like, why would I tell you to celebrate a birthday of mine? But deep down, you don't really care. Deep down, what you gonna do? You ain't gonna do nothing. So I'd rather have nothing at all. So that's why I told my sister, you know what? Just do it for this person anyways. If they say they don't want it, that they just want to be home, don't listen to them. They young. Do it anyways. If you go make them feel special, get them balloons, get them a cake, surprise them. Do what you gotta do for them. Show them that you care. And if you show them that you care and they still against it, then you kind of know to kind of fall back a bit. But you don't know till you try. A person could be hungry and say, "Oh, I'm not hungry." You gonna be like, okay, well, they're not hungry. No, every time, man, you gonna buy the food anyways. Because people, when they smell it, all of a sudden they're hungry. So it's like you can't be listening to everything what people say, because deep down they don't feel that way. They feel a different way. So sometimes you gotta do things anyways. So that's what I stand with birthdays. When it comes to me, is more, 30 is a very big number. I don't know how my body's gonna change, how my hormones and all the cells in my body is gonna, start to decline or reach its peak before it starts to decline, or I'm gonna start gaining weight. I don't know how my body's gonna react at 30 moving forward. My shoulders are already big and built 'cause I'm in my late 20s. I do a little workouts, so my body's already forming. I'm losing twink status as we talk. I'm glad I still kind of got it, but it don't last for long. So whatever you got, you just gotta write it out and enjoy as much as possible. And when your birthday come, you just enjoy it, not for them, but for you. Like, listen, my birthday's coming up. This is what I want to do. It's either y'all gonna come with me and enjoy it with me and participate with me, or you're not. But regardless, I'm gonna do it anyways because it's for me. It's not for nobody else. It's for me. It's what makes me happy. And if what makes me happy is going out to a club, to a bar, or Airbnb, or going out of state, going out of the country for a weekend, whatever you want to do, let your peoples know, but then you buy a ticket, you set it anyways. And you have it with the mindset. These are the plans that I got forward. This is what I got down. I paid for everything. Everything's set and ready. But I'm inviting them. So if they come, then they come, cool, no problem. If nobody comes, cool, no problem, because I'm leaving anyways. Why? Because you're doing it for you. You're not doing it for nobody else. And the more that you show that for other people, you become a role model that other people can see that and be like, you know what? I like that because I've always cared about my birthday, but I never cared because of other people. But when you leaving by yourself to go make yourself happy for your birthday, it makes me feel like, you know what? If you could do it, I could do it. And it gives people that courage to be like, I never wanted to do anything because no one cared. But now, because of you, now I'm gonna change that, and I'm gonna do something about it. Cause now, not because people don't care, but because I do. And if I want to do something special for that day, even if it's by myself, I'm gonna do something special. And if I meet people along the way, then it's meant to be. And that's how I feel.
I feel you on that, and I feel you, and I feel you on that. And you have to always choose yourself first in this phase of life, no matter if you're 21, 18, 16, 25, 30. You have to be able to move forward and realize that everybody can't go with you and be okay with that. Sometimes, not sometimes, you have to get comfortable in your no, and you have to get comfortable without explanation. You have to get comfortable without explaining yourself. And it's not to be rude or disrespectful to anyone. It's establishing that if I tell you something, we don't need to go into why. If I said what I said, then it's done. On my needy leaks, yeah. I said what I said. But on some real stuff, you have to be able to commit to something when you say it and stand by it. Meaning that if you tell somebody, no, I can't do this, don't let them pressure you into doing something that you're not prepared to do or you're not prepared to facilitate in life. Because if you're not capable and you try, they're still going to down you and judge you based off the fact that you're not meeting the expectation that they have for you versus living for yourself. Do you have any thoughts on that, Moses? Come on. Yes.
No, I mean, not really. What you said was true. That you gotta say what you say and stand by it. People will try to rebuttal you and try to like give you like different perspectives and try to change your perspective, and they could be right. Their reasons could be right. Their reasons could make you be like, you know what? You're right. Maybe I should be a little lenient. Maybe I should be this. Maybe I should be that way. But sometimes you may be right, but I don't care. This is how I feel. This is what I want. And it's not going to change. Because you may be right, but two things could be right at the same time. I could be right and you could be right. But just because you are right doesn't mean I gotta change what I feel or what I want because you just right. No. If this is my decision and I believe I'm right and this is what works for me, I should keep it. And if you are right, I could take that for the next time if ever a situation like this ever presents itself again. But as of right now, if I choose to take your advice or if I choose to move on my decision, then that's on me because it's what I want to do. And it's going to affect my life only for me, not nobody else's life.
Right.
So I believe on standing your own 2 feet. If you feel some type of way, you go and you move how you want to move. And that's that. People got to respect it. If they don't, it is what it is. They don't live your life, you do. They could give you perfect advice. But when you do it, and let's say, for example, there are consequences that come with it, who has to deal with it? Not them, you. Because you know what they're going to tell you? They're going to be like, damn, that's crazy. Eh, like, that's all. They're not going to be like, damn, that's crazy. You know what? Here's two grand, 1 grand. He's $500, he's $50. They're not going to do that. They're like, damn, that's crazy. Anyways, oh yeah, I'm gonna do my nails because they're not gonna care because they got nothing to do with them. People love to give good advice and just walk away because you gotta be the one that gotta deal with whatever happens after if you take that advice.
Exactly.
So if you feel with what you choose and you rock with what you choose, you have the right to say, you know what, you right, but I'm not gonna move that way. I'm gonna move the way I wanna move because I can predict how it's gonna go. And then you just choose it and it is what it is.
Right. And you have to stand firm in your what? No, without explanation. Because when they say, hey, can you let me borrow $20 and you give them the $20, they never say, why you say yes to giving me that $20? Why you say yes to that? Versus when you say, no, I can't give you that $20, they say, well, why not? Moses just farted, y'all. Moses just farted, y'all. I gotta put that in there. Moses just farted, y'all. His ass was talking. No, I'm joking. But they never say, well, when you say no, that's when they want explanations versus when you say yes, they just accept yes and be like, "Yes, I got what I wanted." So you have to be able to stand firm in your no without explanation, without saying, "Well, you know what? I got to pay my light bill. That's why I can't help you." Regardless if you had to pay the light bill or not, if you don't want to do it, do not do things that do not make you happy or not conducive to adding to your happiness. This life ends and we don't know what falls after because we're not in the afterlife. So we have to understand that the way we grow every day may not align with what we thought yesterday was right for us. And that's okay. You have to navigate life in your own ways. You can have somebody come into your life and give you great advice, but that does not mean that great advice will work for your situation. What will work for your situation is you doing the work and finding out what works for you. So I hope y'all understand that no love lost is coming at y'all. I want y'all to think. I want y'all to really think. Be comfortable in your no. Be comfortable in it. Meaning, can I borrow $20? No. Why not? Because I said so. That does not make you mean. That does not make you belittle a person. It makes you honest, direct, and communicating effectively so that there's a boundary established where no one can cross it. Because I said no, and you said why. And I said, I don't owe you an explanation. The answer is a no. And if a person badgers you, my no love lost 2.0 people, if they badger, well, I don't understand. You gave it to me before. Today's price ain't got to do with tomorrow's price. What happened last week don't mean that aligns with this week. I can help you one week and decide I don't want to help you the next, and I don't owe you anything. Those decisions are mine. Do you have anything to add before we let him go, Moses? He don't got nothing to add, y'all, but that's all right because he added a lot. So we gonna give some love to Moses. We gonna give some love to the BX because he came on here and shouted y'all out. Shout outs to the BX. Shout out to Yankee Stadium. Shout outs to Soundview. Shout outs to the 3 line. Y'all already know that's the line I rode, plus the 6 and the 2, Castle Hill. And now I'm here in the South, living that southern healthy lifestyle, open to carry state. Make sure y'all show love to No Love Lost 2.0, and make sure y'all can continue to show that love and continue to subscribe, like, and share, and hit that notification bell. You can listen to No Love Lost 2.0 on YouTube, iHeartRadio, Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, and all streaming platforms. Make sure you continue to show that love, and don't forget it's one love.